Amy C. Oliver, Visitor and Science Center Manager at the Fred Lawrence Whipple Observatory and Jedi in Training. Today, we're celebrating the science of Star Wars. Throughout the franchise, Jedi, Sith, and pretty much everybody else have come into contact with a non-Newtonian fluid once or twice. And it's not always with great results. In the Battle of Mustafar, between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker comes into contact with lava. And in the more recent Rise of Skywalker, Rey, Finn, Poe, and our beloved Chewbacca come head-to-head with quicksand. And the results are a little less than positive. But how can both of these things be non-Newtonian fluids? Well, let's talk about some basics. First, what is a normal fluid? Well, I think all of us know that water appears to be normal. With water and other normal fluids, the viscosity, or the flow, doesn't change in the face of pressure, stress, or friction. We see these types of fluids change only when they are superheated or supercooled. Water, for example, will turn into a gas when superheated past 100 degrees Celsius and will turn into a solid. Ice, like the kind we put in our favorite drinks, when supercooled to below 0 degrees Celsius. Normal fluids also appear to take on the shape of whatever container they're put into. Non-Newtonian fluids, on the other hand, change their viscosity when they're put under stress. If Darth Vader were to slice his lightsaber through a wall of water, it would go right through. But in the face of a battle with a non-Newtonian fluid, something quite different might happen. Let's find out what. You're going to need a few things from your kitchen to make this experiment happen. Cornstarch, water, maybe a little bit of food coloring if you want, and some bowls and a workstation you don't mind getting a little messy. There are 4 kinds of non-Newtonian fluids right in your very own kitchen. And here are some good examples. Thixotropic non-Newtonian fluids decrease in viscosity when put under stress for a period of time. For example, if you stir honey long enough, it will become more liquid. Rheopectic non-Newtonian fluids, on the other hand, increase in viscosity when put under stress for a period of time. Think about the last time you purchased a container of whipping cream. The longer you whip it, the more cream-like that liquid becomes. Shear-thinning non-Newtonian fluids experience decreases in their viscosity when they are met with increased stress. That's why tomato sauce and ketchup appear to become more liquid when you shake the bottle pretty hard. Quicksand, just like Rey, Poe, Finn, and Chewbacca met in The Rise of Skywalker, is also a really good example of a shear-thinning non-Newtonian fluid. The more you struggle, the more liquid it becomes, and then you sink, and it becomes more solid again, trapping you. And finally, the Dilantin, or shear-thickening non-Newtonian fluid, which increases in viscosity when presented with increased stress. Lava, like that which Anakin Skywalker met in the Battle at Mustafar, is a great example of shear-thickening non-Newtonian fluids. And so is an Oobleck. That's what we're making today. Here's what you need to do. First, take 2 cups of cornstarch and mix it in a bowl with lukewarm water until all of the cornstarch is dissolved. At any point in this process, you can add your optional food coloring. In a second bowl, add a cup of plain water. You won't be adding cornstarch to this. Now, pick up your bowl and tilt it from side to side, the one containing the water. You'll notice that the water sloshes about easily and continues to take the form of your bowl. If you do the same with your bowl containing your Oobleck, you'll notice it behaves in much the same way as the water. So what in the world am I talking about? That it's not quite a normal liquid? Well, go ahead and stick your hand in your bowl of water. Your hand should go right into the water with no problem. And now squeeze. That water will simply squeeze between your fingers and go away, and all you will feel is liquid flowing away from you. Now, pull your hand out of the water and make a fist. Gently, gently. Push your fist against the surface of the water and notice how your hand goes straight through. Set your bowl of water aside, and now let's do the same thing with our oobleck. First, stick your hand into your bowl containing your oobleck and squeeze. Even as the liquid squeezes through your fingers and away from you, you can tell that it's not quite the same as with water. Now, pull your hand out of the bowl and make a fist. Gently, gently. Again, push your fist against the surface of your oobleck, and you'll notice resistance. If you want to keep the learning going, go ahead and do some experiments with the other non-Newtonian fluids in your kitchen, and you'll pretty soon have a really good understanding of the different landscapes and adventures that Jedi, Sith, and everybody else in the Star Wars universe experience over time. Thanks again for joining me for Ooblecks and non-Newtonian fluids in the Star Wars universe. Again, this is Amy C. Oliver, Visitor and Science Center Manager from the Fred Lawrence Whipple Observatory and Jedi in Training, signing off. May the 4th and the Force be with you.